Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. When you think of Roman gladiators, what comes to mind? Brutal combat, life or death struggles in the Colosseum, right? But what if I told you that for some, the gladiator life wasn't just about survival? It was about becoming a rock star. Today, we're diving into the surprising world of gladiator superstardom, where fighters became the biggest celebrities in the Roman Empire. Forget movie stars and famous athletes. The top gladiators were the Alistors of their day. They had fan clubs, their images were everywhere on pottery, oil lamps, mosaics, even kids' toys. Imagine walking through ancient Rome and seeing a clay figurine of your favorite fighter, Flama, the Syrian, displayed in a shop window. That's the level of fame we're talking about. These weren't just anonymous warriors, they were household names, heroes to the common people, and objects of desire for the elite. So, how did a slave or a prisoner of war climb this ladder to fame? It all started with training. New recruits, or novici, were sent to a Ludus, a gladiator school. These were run by a lanista part owner, part coach, part manager. Life in the Ludus was harsh and disciplined. The training was intense, covering everything from weapons handling to physical conditioning. But here's the key, it was also an investment. A good gladiator was a valuable asset, so they were well fed with a high-carb diet of barley and beans to build a protective layer of fat. They also received the best medical care available in the ancient world. In fact, the famous physician Galen served as a doctor at a gladiator school in Pergamum, honing his skills on their injuries. As a gladiator proved his skill, he would start fighting in the arena. Now, let's bust a major myth. Not every fight was to the death. In fact, most weren't. Gladiators were expensive to train and maintain. Killing them off every time they fought was just bad business. The decision of life or death. The missio often rested with the editor, the sponsor of the games. A crowd-pleasing gladiator who fought bravely, even in defeat, was more likely to be spared to fight another day. And winning. Winning changed everything. A victory brought prize money, fame, and a step closer to freedom. With each win, a gladiator's reputation grew. Their fighting styles became their signature. You had the Murmello with his big shield and sword, the swift Rhysarius with his net and trident, and the Threx with his curved dagger. Fans would pick their favorites and follow their careers obsessively. They would debate who was the best, much like we argue about sports teams today. Graffiti on the walls of Pompeii reveals this passion. One inscription reads, Celadus, the Thracian, the glory of the girls, the heartthrob of the maidens. This brings us to the celebrity part. Successful gladiators weren't just admired for their skill, they were desired. Roman women, from commoners to noble ladies, were known to be infatuated with them. The satirist Juvenal wrote scathingly about a senator's wife named Epia, who ran off with a gladiator named Sergius, leaving her family and fortune behind. She was apparently smitten with him, despite his age and a scar on his face. Gladiators were seen as symbols of raw masculinity and courage. A thrilling contrast to the often sedentary lives of the Roman elite. Their sweat was even collected and sold in tiny vials as a powerful aphrodisiac. Yes, you heard that right. But for a select few, it was also a path to unimaginable fame. wealth, and adoration. They were the superstars of the ancient world, their names echoing through history long after the empire that created them fell. They were more than just fighters. They were icons, living legends whose stories of courage and celebrity continue to fascinate us thousands of years later. Thanks so much for watching. What do you find most surprising about gladiator celebrity culture? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey back in time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.